The Roads of Avalon is the best place to level up your gathering if you're brand new to the game or just starting on your gathering journey. And we're going to jump in and prove it. So starting off, you can see I've got 2 tier 4 tools and 2 tier 3. Even with tier 3 tools, you're still able to make profit and progress out in the roads. So let's go out there and I'll show you guys exactly how it's done. So I entered from the blue zone. Moving out here, we've got a 4-2 high treasure, big stone, small fiber, small skin, and then yellow zone and another road. So let's first run for that fiber. Of course, I'm using my 4-2 gear, 4-1 sword, and a tier 4 giant stag as my mount. This is going to be a pretty classic setup for you, especially if you're just starting out. You're going to want to go cheap with the gear, 4.1, 4.2. It's relatively cheap to replace, doesn't cost you so much on the initial startup. Dual swords is pretty meta when it comes to gathering. You can also argue for the carving sword or even the double-bladed quarterstaff. So other gatherers are already there. We're definitely going to want to run away. Chances are they're going to try to move up into the gathering spots as well. So this is what you would call very risky. A very risky situation to be in. Now, remembering our synergies, stone spots can also have wood aspects. So since stone is basically valueless and at this point in time meaningless for us, we're going to pay attention to this. 4 flat, so I am still able to get it with my tier 3 axe. Always drag them right next to your mount so you can mount up in case you're being chased. Now, we just saw multiple hostiles run by. Should I have continued that fight? You let me know in the comments. The correct answer is no. And as you can see, he keeps running back and forth. So he's either scouting or making sure that I have no other friends around to interrupt him. So we're going to move completely off that. When you're gathering, yes, you are going to have to make sacrifices. And unfortunately for us, that was a sacrifice that we had to make. We had to give up that 4 flat tree. We had to give up all of that 4 wood in order to make sure that we stay alive. Now, when you're gathering, never forget to have your pie popped. And thanks to our tier 4 tool, we are able to get 4.1 skin. Now, typically, I wouldn't recommend fighting the aspects, or not the aspects, the non-aspect mobs here on the dirt roads. But when they're grouped up in these spots of 2 or 3, it's definitely worth it. Because 2 normal ones, 3 normal ones is essentially 1 aspect. Of course, always take the speed boosts, whether you're being chased or not, because you never know when bad guys are going to show up. And you always want to be faster than them. So moving into the next zone, it's going to be a hideout zone, but I can tell one of 2 ways. A, I can tell by looking at the name, it starts with QI. Hideout zones will always start with the Latin prefix of a number. Now, I don't speak Latin. I don't know which number QI is the prefix of, but QI, QU, I think QA, and QO are going to be the 4 prefixes that tell you that you're going into a hideout zone. And then, of course, also, right here, you can see by the symbol as well. Now, I was going to move into this zone until I, of course, remembered that this is not my main character. So, we're going to back out. We're going to go to the small hide spot. And then we're going to go into the yellow zone, the closer portal here. When you're just starting out, typical strategy is enter from a blue zone or a yellow zone, work the road, and then jump out into the blue zone or yellow zone, move one zone over, and re-enter the road. My recommendation is always fight the cats. Skin holds such a strong value comparatively against the other resources that even just one cat will make it more worth your while. When you are just starting, your focus isn't only going to be profit. Now, profit is relative, right? Profit scales. But you're also looking for development. You're also looking to make yourself better, level your skills up. We're being chased. We're being followed. But looks like he's moving towards the fiber spot, so with luck he won't bother us. Or not fiber, he's going towards that hide spot. That's what I meant to say. So with no other choice, we're going to leave the road, go into the yellow zone, and we're going to jump one zone over. So thanks to that, we were able to get this, which will sell for about 7,700, and these, which go onto our bridge watch market for 8,000. Plus some skin. So always keep an eye out for those little treasure chests. You never know what you're going to get from them. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a ganker. You could tell by the way he turned around, the way he chased me. We are just outside Martlock, so we'll go up this way. Sorry about that. When you're moving between portals and when you're moving between roads, always keep an eye out for valuables. You never know what you're going to find, even in a blue or even in a yellow zone. So we need to get our pickaxe to tier 4. Why not stop and get the tier 3 stuff? That is valuable to us because of the progress it will provide. Now, lucky us, we found a nice little congregation of tier 4 materials to grind our tier 3 tools on. And when you are starting out and you've got tier 3, tier 4 tools, always keep an eye on the durability. Durability usually gives out around 10%. And with lower grade tools, it goes a lot faster than on the tier 8 tools. Well, this little spot is the gift that keeps on giving. Now notice that tier 4 respawns really quickly. We're still working this, and that one over there already respawned. Now, given all that work that we just put in, I recommend we go back, we repair our tools. We'll hit a new road fresh. So we come in, we look for the repair station, which we passed. Repairing everything costs 531 silver. Very low cost. And then since we're already here, we'll put everything on the market.
Have a look.
My recommendation is always do sell orders. And keep an eye on the buy orders. So instead of paying 105, we can do 102, instant sale. Now 211 down to 181, that's too big. That's too big of a gap for me, so I'll just do my normal market placement. Typically, I'll fill a buy order if it's like 1 to 5 less. So like this one is 1, see? 115, 115, so that will fill. 939 down to 938, easy. Fill. $94 down to 78, too big. So we'll just do normal, and we'll let it run on the sell order. 100 down to 98, 1, 2, and that's an easy 3.9 thousand.
Got everything?
Go through your Insta sale mail. And now with a full durability, we get back out there. So new zone, we look at what we've got. We've got small hide, small fiber, small wood. We've got yellow zone, deeper road, and deeper road. So we will always, so advice, I know I say so a lot. When you're doing the Roads of Avalon gathering, you always want to path out where you're going to go, especially when you're doing Roads of Avalon gathering. So we are going to take small hide, small fiber, then small wood, and then we'll go through this western portal. You always want to run an optimized path, or at least have an idea how you're going to run the zone and work the zone in your head, because you don't want to be wasting time zigzagging back and forth across the map. That's wasting your pie, and wasting your pie is not just wasting resources, but it's also, you know, wasting time. So we can't get either of those. We can get this, and we can get these 2 boars. Now, even though we can't gather these two wolves, I still recommend killing them because there's a very, 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 one more very, very small chance that they will drop a baby. Neither of them did, but again, small chance. You'll find out soon enough that the targeting is a pain in the butt in Albion. Try to click one thing and you end up clicking your mount. And it resets the whole fight. Now, technically, yes, we could have gotten that tier 5 skin off that bear. But the reason I didn't is because bears suck. Bears are the worst gathering mob in all of Albion. The only thing that it comes close is the terror birds. We'll take it. You know what? Never mind. Not worth taking up the inventory space for 113 silver. No, thank you. Now, when you are, let's say, tier 4 on a tool, and you gather something one tier above it, yes, it's possible, but remember, it will always be slower, and it will have a bigger durability hit on your tool. So just keep that in mind. So when we do ore or wood on the aspects, tier 4, it's going to hit us really hard on that durability. I don't necessarily recommend going in and trying to find tier 4 to level your tier 3 tools. I think it's not a bad strategy, but if I want to show you how to progress and I want to show you how things are done, this is a better method to depict that than us running around in a blue zone for an hour and a half. That doesn't make for a good guide or a good explainer video, does it? So instead, we got tier 5 fiber, and we're good to go. That is, really unfortunate. You're going to see stuff like that. It's just going to make you sad. Sometimes you see it and you don't have the tool for it. Sometimes you have the tools for it. Like on my main character, I have tier 8 tools. Sometimes I see it when I'm transporting crafted materials to the black market, and I'll see 0.2s and 0.3s. Can't gather when I don't have the tools in my inventory, and it just makes me sad. So, I do keep forgetting that we are only at tier 4, tier 3 tools. So, let's check this portal, see where it leads. Luckily for us, it leads to a tier 4 crossroad, so we'll still be able to get benefit out of this. So we have a small wood, small stone, large ore. We have another road, yellow zone, and yellow zone. So we're going to go small stone, large ore, small wood. Leave into the open world, and then jump one zone over. When crossing through zones with chests in them, whether it's a quadra green chest or a blue chest, or you're in a zone with a gold chest, if you have to move through one of these hotspots or POIs, always stick to the edge. Do not run through the middle. Do not aggro the NPCs, the machines, the guardians, whatever they are. Always stick to the edge. You don't want the hassle. And look at that. Somebody did the work for us. Not the full tree, but this will still be really good for us. So starting out to get to tier 4, we are at 5%. Let's see what 100 and I think it was 72 wood can get us. Now, keeping in mind that we do have the learning points activated, so we're getting 5 times the amount of fame. We're getting 75 fame per bar, basically. That means with tier 4, because you're getting 2 apiece, 200 ticks should be about a quarter of the tier 4 progress bar, because it requires 30,000. So 200 ticks on a tier 4 wood, which is just a little bit more than what we came to this wood at, will get you about 25% or 7,500 fame. So this is going to be just under 25%, but because we already started at 5%, it'll probably balance out at about a quarter of the way through. So, math held up. Thanks to gather bonuses, we were able to get about 24% out of 172 ticks. We didn't even have to fight that one. So off we go to Big Ore. And if the same math holds up, a full tier 4 golem should get us 25% into getting tier 4 pickaxe. Now, ideally, with no premium, you're going to be only leveling one tool at a time. That's realistically the more efficient way. Now, I'm ambitious, right? And I want to show you guys the ambitious way to do things sometimes. So, obviously, we're doing all 4 tools at once. Also because we don't want to pass something up and leave money on the table. We do want to make a profit out of this. I mean, after all, why gather if you're not in it to make money? Now that whole tree ordeal brought us down 29% in durability. So you only get a few of those before you have to go back and repair. Now, it being already dead means that there may be somebody here or somebody already here, but let's hope that they left the tier 4 stuff untouched. Now, if you're tier 6 and above, that enchanted wisp would be fantastic for you. So if you have tier 6 tools or better, I always recommend take the enchanted wisps. Oh, I also took a wrong turn, so that's on me. So, silly me. But when I was talking earlier about taking the clusters of 2 or 3 of the regular mobs on the road, and I said 2 or 3 of them basically equals an aspect, I was thinking aspects in terms of tier 6 and above. Clearly, tier 2 or tier 4, tier 5 aspects, they have, 312 and 104 and so on and so forth. So we're not going to stop there because there is a bad guy right there. Typically, always go for the most valuable item on the ground first because you never know when it's going to disenchant. It is the same guy. Wow. Same guy we saw earlier. So now we're going to go ahead back out into the yellow zone. And we're going to go back to, I believe, Bridgewatch should be close to there. So we can repair and put our stuff on the market. So we are only a couple zones away, and we will run to Bridgewatch. Now, these zones right here, always check them out because these are enhanced gathering hotspots. So not only do they have a chance to have quite a lot of materials, but, well, materials if they weren't all taken through, but there's also the chance that they have a verdant wisp. Now, this one doesn't look like it does, and it looks like it's already been ran through. But occasionally a verdant wisp will spawn. It is a solid green wisp, and the solid green wisp will take you into a much smaller mist, and the mist will be entirely full of resource mobs. So very good, especially at enchantments and higher levels. So Black Zone, Enchanted, maybe you get a rare. That'll be really good. All right, so we've made it back to Bridgewatch. We are going to repair all of our stuff, which the repair guy is right here.
What's broken? Good as good. Take it.
And we can sell our treasures as well.
Local goods.
So that's an easy 2K. This is another easy 2.5. Two, 3. 3, 9. 19.6. That's an easy 8-1 right there. So all in all, you see the merit of always checking the buy orders. Thank you guys so much for watching. What to expect next video. We will be back on this character and we will be speed running, getting our last 2 tier 3 tools up to the tier 4 level so we could take full advantage of the Roads of Avalon. So again, thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys next time.